How can that blah, blah, blah.
Green Bay Packers.
Boring. Points out of the drive. Third goal. Jacobs inside into the end zone.
Romeo Dobbs
Is he
looking
back?
like he's going to play.
That's good.
Love looking inside. It is caught by Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs to the end zone. Packers back in the end zone. From the 36, Smith pressure brought down. Devontae Wyatt came soaring in there.
That was a fun sack. Going to play.
That's good.
Al throws in the middle. It's intercepted. That time it's caught by Cooper. Andrew Cooper inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
This season has been so blah. It's
Green Bay
been
Packers.
boring.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
How can that blah, blah, blah.
Well, it is a Victory Monday brought to you by Palermo's Pizza. That's not boring. Delicious brands like Palermo's Connie's Urban Pie, Scream and Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find it in your local grocer's freezer. Blah, blah. Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace. I mean, maybe I am the blah, 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 just say stupid stuff guy.
Wow. How long did it take you to come to that conclusion?
Kyle Wallace, very festive in his red sweater.
Happy holidays. My girl wouldn't let me wear green pants, though. She said, absolutely not.
Really?
Yeah, she said you got to put on tan pants. But do know, every day this week, your boy is going to be celebrating Christmas.
Every day this week.
Every day this week. Because everybody going to be gone next week, so we got to celebrate the holidays this week.
All right.
Merry
noted.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas from Kyle Wallace.
Then we'll all celebrate Kwanzaa on the 26th.
Okay. I will be not here on the 26th. Do you celebrate Kwanzaa?
No, I don't celebrate Kwanzaa. I recognize Kwanzaa. I don't celebrate.
What does that mean?
What do you mean, what
What does it mean? Celebrate versus recognize?
To celebrate means like you actively celebrate on the day, you do stuff. I recognize, like, yeah, I recognize that. I appreciate that. I love that.
I
You
recognize.
I love that.
Brad, I recognize you right now as a
thank
part
you.
of Kyle Brust Nortman as you are the the Nortman of the show.
Yep, that's me. The N, the Nortman.
I'm not taking days off for Kwanzaa like Christmas.
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Strophe running the show. You can get us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison as the Packers get it done. What looked like everyone, as I was on social media, the fun bit back and forth between Tausch and Homer and our station of when should we start the Green Bay Game Day post-game show, and then the second half was weird. It was kind of a weird flow. Josh Jacobs fumbled and got a little dicey and interesting, but ultimately it was a runaway victory for the Green Bay Packers. Now, Brad, you were off on Friday, but you couldn't help but fire off takes via text message. And I'm seeing how active you are on social media yesterday on Twitter X. You got a lot of takeaways from the Packers against the Seahawks. And I'm going to turn it to you because you had the more declarative statement between Kyle and, I like to hear what you guys think right away. And Kyle was kind of boring. So I was like, Brad, what do you got for me?
Well,
wow.
I'm glad that you turned it over to me because, yes, I wasn't here Friday, but I couldn't hold back my voice. KBN Nation needs to hear my voice. And Ben Bruss, at least you were able to be my mouth for my statements on Friday. That's a fun way to put it. Anyway, I did say that, look, the Packers need to approach this game like it's a prelude to the playoffs, right? You're going to go somewhere on the road, hostile environment, marquee time slot and matchup against another really good opponent. And I want to see how they respond. And guys, they responded in every possible way that gets me excited for this team. So much so that I declared it on social media. I doubled down today that, guys, the Green Bay Packers, they are playoff ready. Every once in a while, you just see the turning of the page. You just see something flip on in a given team. And right now it's the Green Bay Packers where you look at them and say, everything is coming together. They're starting to get healthy. All sides of the ball starting to hit on all cylinders. And it gets you excited. It leads me to believe that, look, this might not be the year they win the Super Bowl, but I fully expect them to make noise in the playoffs. They look like a team that is not only hitting their stride with just 3 games to go, but looking forward to the playoffs. They're going to be dangerous. They're going to be contenders, and they're going to be a team that most teams do not want to play. And the path, for better or worse saying this, is starting to clear with just certain injuries around the NFL. So I think there's been no greater amount of optimism than today, all season long, for the Green Bay Packers for what they could do in the playoffs. And guys, one of the reasons I feel like this is there's been so many issues that have continued to plague the Green Bay Packers all season. It's almost like Matt LaFleur is a great customer service representative, right?
Oh, Lord.
You've got all these people calling in, be like, I'm upset about this. I'm upset about
Before
that.
you go through Matt LaFleur here, it did just come through my phone that David Montgomery, I know they said he was out indefinitely. It looks like he's undergoing season-ending surgery, the running back for the Detroit Lions.
That's a brutal day for the Lions. I mean, Ali McNeil, one of their great D linemen, I mean, just stacking up more and more injuries.
Oh, wow, right away. People, Brad, they're coming at you for drinking the Kool-Aid, but I ain't going to stop you now.
Well,
keep on preaching.
Well, hang
Drink
on
it,
tight.
Brad,
So
drink it.
it's like Matt LaFleur is a great customer service rep, and he said, okay, I'm listening to all the customer complaints. Let me see how I can go back to the drawing room and re-execute this product. And the product you saw on Sunday night touched on every single thing that we and I had brought issue with all season long. Let's start with one thing. Start fast. This team has started slow so many times. It's like, where's the rhythm? Where's the intensity? This team starts fast. How about this one? Let Josh Jacobs eat. How many times did we sit back and say Josh Jacobs only got 13 carries? He only got
In the
15
losses,
touches.
that's when we talk about it.
Exactly. But this time, he got like 26 carries. I'm going to pull up the box score. He got like 26 carries, and that includes 4 receptions. You got him early and often. You let Josh Jacobs eat. How about this one? This has been a recent complaint to the Matt LaFleur complaint department. Jaden Reed. Where are you at, Jaden Reed? Where are all the touches? Where are you in the game plan? Matt LaFleur addresses that. Let's give him the ball in jet sweeps. Let's do a bunch of quick passes. All the certain ways to get your playmaker the ball in Jaden Reed. How about this one? This one I've been banging the drum all season long.
I don't know. How about this one, Brad?
How about this one? Establish the pass rush. This has been next to the Titans game. This has been the most consistent pass rush all season long, not just by one person, the collective unit. Let's not stop there. Jordan Love. Efficient, good decision-making, protecting the ball, high completion percentage, making passes where you say, okay, that's a good pass to make, and then also the wow passes. And finally, revitalize the turnovers on defense. Started strong in the early part of the season, kind of faded away. Jason Wilde even said that on our program on Thursday. Said, where's the turnovers? They've revitalized that. All these things that even I have hand in the air said, where are you at, Green Bay Packers? They touched on every single one of it to lead me to believe this team is coachable, they're moldable, and they're addressing those challenges, setting them up to be a very dangerous team come postseason where their mind is focused right
Brad
now.
Nortman thinks this Green Bay Packers team is playoff ready. After watching them against the Seattle Seahawks, do you agree? 800-990-3776.
I will take my cup of Kool-Aid back that I've been drinking for a while here
Spot
at the
the
Green
lie.
Bay Packers, and I'm not spotting any lie, Brad. This right here is just when somebody has that realization of being late, like 2 weeks late. You know how y'all say, I'm always late to the news?
You are always late to
I'm
the
always
news
late to the
section.
news. I
Shockingly
mean, because I got something else to do, right? I mean, I pop in the meetings like, oh, y'all hear this? Yeah, like 2 hours ago. So anyways, for this today, when I look at the Green Bay Packers, Brad, welcome to the party. But the thing is, this game isn't the game that should determine whether or not the Packers are going to be playoff ready. The Packers have already displayed they have been playoff ready for weeks. This isn't what we were looking to solve going to this game. What we were looking for are the Packers who we believe they always were. And when you come out of this game and you say, yes, the Packers are a football team that consistently can beat average to okay to good football teams, they still have something to prove where they cannot beat great football teams. The Seattle Seahawks right now, where are they in the playoff picture in the NFC, Brad?
I don't know what they have this morning. Yesterday.
No. Yesterday they had 5 losses. Today they got 6 losses. Where are they at in the playoff picture today, Brad?
Did they get bumped out?
They got bumped out, and that's my whole point. Is when you look up and down the playoffs, when you look up and down about competitive, the Green Bay Packers have only beaten one team currently that's in the playoffs in the NFC. And so you talk about playoff ready, Brad. We've been there. We've already known this team was a playoff team for weeks. I'm not focused on being playoff ready. I'm focused on being Super Bowl ready, Brad. And you made some great points about the improvement. Don't you hoof me, Brad.
I mean, that's
what we're playing for. We're playing for Super Bowls. And you made some great points overall. This football team is making improvements. That's where we can agree upon. Because when we had our bye week, there were areas that we said the Green Bay Packers must improve. You talk about Jordan Love and interceptions. What did he do? He hasn't thrown an interception in 4 games, and the one interception he has thrown since the bye week
was not a bad decision. It was a bad throw.
It was a bad throw. You talk about the penalty. The Green Bay Packers have reduced penalties where you see other teams, like the Seattle Seahawks yesterday, with pass interference calls and roughing the passer calls.
Yeah,
that
J-Love
hurt
did
them.
throw one of his underthrow pass interference from early in his career that we grew accustomed to last year.
And then you had drop passes. The receivers are getting better at dropping and making great catches yesterday, right? They were making great catches. So overall, when I look at this football team, Brad, they are playoff ready, but the improvements that they are making is what is going to make them Super Bowl ready. They still have not proven they're going to be Super Bowl ready because the Seattle Seahawks may not be in the playoffs 4 weeks from now. So overall, Brad, welcome to the party. I'm glad you're finally drinking the Kool-Aid, but you shouldn't be coming from that game saying the Packers are playoff ready. You should be coming from that game saying, yes, the Packers are who we thought they were.
I would like to raise a question to Brad Nortman because you did a list of customer service department things that Matt LaFleur has addressed. Has he addressed anything with himself? Has he addressed the ability to be a little bit more aggressive in certain scenarios? Has he addressed the ability to use timeouts better? Has he addressed the ability to not be 0 for 6 on challenges? There are some things.
Ooh. You hear all that negativity?
Yeah,
No,
that's
I mean, look,
pass the cup.
Goodness
Pass the
gracious.
cup.
Take a sip, Ben.
I will
Drink your
look,
fill.
As I said to Kyle on Friday, I was right about one thing. I was like, if this team is going to be really good in this game against the Seahawks, they need to have, whether they get the ball first or second, a long, sustained drive. And they punched him in the mouth. Josh Jacobs had 8 touches on the first drive, 6 carries, 2 receptions on the first drive. Might have been more. I forgot. Up to that point in the first drive, we all know is the Josh Jacobs drive to start the game. That set the tone for this offense and then opens up more later on in the game. I love that from them. Number 2, I had said what, Kyle? I have no feel for this game, and usually if I'm down, that means the other side's going to happen. The other side did happen. The Packers kicked the crap out of them ultimately and won by, I'd say a hefty enough margin with the game flow and the weird second half that I still feel really good walking out of that game versus going into it about what this Packer team showed. You can throw in the Sam Howell stuff. You can throw in Geno's bad in the red zone and Carrington Valentine made 2 plays. Like all that coming like I can't make, again, this goes back to Malik Willis. You can't make excuses for what the Packers were dealt. They ultimately played well with what they had presented in the game. You can't take it away from it.
What did y'all learn from this game? I'm dead serious. When you watch this game, yes, you got excited because the Packers performed at a high level, but what were your takeaways saying this football team is playoff ready? Like, they did something
I'm not going as far as Brad to be like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden from the Seahawks game, they're playoff ready. But what I'll say is, you brought up no team goes the whole year without a stinker.
That's true.
And they had an opportunity for a stinker.
They did.
It's a tough game to go to Seattle in a team that was in the top of the division, whether you think they're good or not. Ultimately, I can walk away feeling more confident knowing that, hey, this Packer team hasn't had a stinker. They've been in just about every single game they played in, and that's a sign of a competitive football team and why you continuously hear right now that the Packers are a dangerous team you don't want to play. But the biggest thing that I want to know coming up next, and right now from all of you at 800-990-3776, is J Love back? And I just want to poll that. Is Jordan Love back? Yes or no? 800-990-3776. I know my answer. I want to know yours. Is Jordan Love back? Officially back? Coming up next on Kyle Bruston Nortman on a Victory Monday presented by Palermo's Pizza.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
You agree with me?
Lola Bunny on your algorithm
I'm just
shaking her butt?
It's people on my Facebook sharing stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Lola the Bunny was kind of strapped.
Okay, here's as far as I'm. All I'll be able to say is I get why Bugs was so love drunk over Lola. I get it.
Thank
That's
you.
as far as I can go to you.
Look at this. Look at this. Google Lola the Bunny.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Greg Matzik, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
This offense, Matt LaFleur's side of the ball, dragged this whole team through where they are right now.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
The defense got hot at the right time. That might be what we're seeing here with the Packers defense as well.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting their first ever tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a two-man scramble at Whistling Straits, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through December 31st. Your winter chance to play Whistling Straits awaits. wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com.
It's the year-end rate reduction sales event at Ewald Automotive Group. Get rates as low as 4.9% on our best used cars and make no payments for 90 days. 4.9% and no payments till March 2025 on over 600 vehicles at 10 Ewald Automotive Group locations. Don't wait. Get a better rate during the year-end rate reduction sales event. Get to your nearest Ewald location today.
Go to EwaldAuto.com.
With approved credit, interest accrues from date of purchase. Expires month end.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. Better is right around the corner in 2025. Feeling better, that is. Getting rid of that joint pain once and for all. QC Kinetics is your solution to finally getting that joint pain relief that you are looking for. When I went to QC Kinetics, I found them to be incredibly accommodating, knowledgeable, and personal to be able to take what I was dealing with and put me on my own individualized plan to pain relief. So no matter what you're dealing with, shoulders, knees, hips, or back, it was back for me. The medical professionals at QC Kinetics are going to use all the tools in their tool belt to help give you that pain relief you've been looking for. So many things that allow you to feel your best for a brand new year. If you've been told surgery is your only or best option, you deserve a second opinion. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation to live your best life in 2025. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Did you know that military veterans in Wisconsin carry millions of dollars in debt? This holiday season, it's time to give back to those who have given so much. Verizon and the Milwaukee Bucks are teaming up with ForgiveCo to make a difference with the Verizon Debt Relief Program. All December long, Verizon and ForgiveCo will relieve $250,000 of debt each week to ease the burden on local heroes. To find out how military veterans and members can receive special Verizon offers, visit verizon.com/military. Let's bring the spirit of giving to those who served.
The Harlem Globetrotters 2025 World Tour is here, bringing all the cool tricks and laughs fans love. We're coming to the Fiserv Forum on December 31st. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Back. 800-990-3776 on Twitter at KBN ESPN. You can vote. And also you can vote on YouTube at ESP Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. First couple responses are, he never left. He just was hurt. Went through some ups and downs of the season, but he never left. I think, despite the injuries and things that have gone on, he was a little bit different to start the year. Playing a little too aggressively, maybe trying to take too much on his shoulders, subconsciously or consciously because of the big contract that he signed. Brad, is he back?
Oh, he's back. Oh, Jordan Love is so back. And it's okay to say that he's back, that he wasn't there earlier in the season, that he hadn't arrived, he hadn't shown up. The invitation got sent to the party, and he didn't show up until right now, but finally we can applause and say we have confirmation that Jordan Love is back. Because listen, Yes, he was injured during that first, half of the games in the regular season, right? But that's not an excuse for some of the passes he made, for some of the decisions he made. I've seen plenty of other quarterbacks sustain lower body injuries, and they are able to change their game to still be just as, maybe not yet just as, but almost as effective and have really good decision as they're making before the injury. But now there's no question. Jordan Love, fully healthy. He's doing all the things that last year made us drop our jaw, whether it be evading players in the pocket and then, getting outside the pocket on the run, making beautiful throws, whether it be in the pocket, making throws that are just like you could only put in one place, and darn it, he put it there, to even just getting the ball, like just operating the offense. How many times yesterday, and guys, some quarterbacks just cannot do this, to where he can identify the defense making a substitution, and he goes to the quick play and gets a free play. I mean, that is just classic Aaron Rodgers. Very few quarterbacks have the wherewithal to do that. He is one of them. So whether it be mentally, physically, orchestrating the game in total, he's so back. And that's one of the reasons why I think this team is so such in a wonderful position to make some noise in the playoffs.
Kyle, did he ever leave or is he back?
Yeah, I think Jordan Love never left, but I also believe Jordan Love had to refine himself, right? Like Jordan Love signed that big-time contract, and he's a human being. When you sign these big-time contracts, sometimes you start to press, right? In game one of the season, he got hurt. He comes back from injury. He doesn't super look healthy in the first half of that football game. I believe it was against the Minnesota Vikings. And then he took off in the second half. And then next thing you know, Jordan Love gets injured again a couple weeks later. So overall, Jordan Love never got a moment to truly settle in and say, I got this big contract. I'm able to lead my team. I'm able to, work myself into this. Remember, this is only year 2 as a starter. He's still learning on the job. He's still figuring out how to be a consistent,
that is so
competent,
fascinating to say out loud. And you're just like, it's only year 2 of being a starter.
No, it is. And so Jordan Love is still getting better. He's still improving. And the best thing about Jordan Love is the fact that he never went away, but he's growing and he's really finding himself in his groove. Do we understand how challenging? You both play professional sports, professional overseas, but high level in college basketball. So I'm not going to take anything away.
You could have just ran with it and it'd been fine.
I mean, even you are aware, just because it's overseas, it's still professional.
Okay, I mean,
I received a check. To play a sport.
Okay, professional
that I lost at the casino.
That sucks. But overall, you all understand when you have to get better at something and you have pressure on you, it is not easy to make adjustments in season just to have it happen like that. And now imagine amplifying that to being the quarterback of a football team who's struggling with turnovers, who's struggling with decision making, who's struggling to be healthy. To see Jordan Love since the bye week say, you know what, I'm going to make better decisions with the football. And then on top of that, I'm going to start trusting my body. My knee feels healthy. My hip or my growing now feels healthy. And now I can maneuver in the pocket. That's why Jordan Love has looked much better, because now he's finally healthy, he's getting reps, and he's having consistency, and he's making better decisions. So Jordan Love definitely is there, but he never left. He just had to refine himself a little because he had to deal with some adversity.
So for me, the answer of why I say yes, Jordan Love is back, is because as I think about some of the throws that he made in yesterday's game, it made me present in the moment of oh wow, right? The throw to Christian Watson. First off, I didn't know Christian Watson had it in him to make that kind of grab and get his feet down in a tight scenario. The touchdown to Romeo Doubs, we can talk about the catch because the catch was amazing, but it's the placement of the ball where only Romeo Doubs can make the catch. And I'm thinking these are throws of oh my. I remember in the last half of the year it was against Minnesota, and they had it all out blitzed, and he found Wicks over the middle. You just start thinking of those throws to Dobbs against the Cowboys. Yesterday, he made throws where I was oh wow, I was doing the oh wow stuff with Jordan Love, and I think you mentioned that in the first segment, but I don't want to glance over it. Those were pill slings. Those were Jordan Love-esque throws that we saw in the second half of last year. So I'm very inclined to say he's back for a lot of reasons. No interceptions the last 4 games. Taking care of the football, running the offense, running it efficiently. The penalties are down as a group. Right? That is all encompassing into the leader of Jordan Love and who he's been as quarterback since the bye. And since the bye, he's been healthier, and that solved a lot of problems. But then the team also got in rhythm with him. But some of those throws yesterday, I was like, I remember that one, that Dobbs throw. I'm always going to remember, that Seattle game. Remember that throw to Dobbs where Dobbs scooped it off the ground and basically but again, part of that goes to Jordan put it in the spot where only he can make the catch. Yes, he missed one throw over the middle, but no quarterback's perfect. I feel like earlier in the season, if he would have missed that throw over the middle to Dobbs, I think it was as well, I would have been like, he's still not there. But he did other throws throughout the game, whether it was being smart, whether it's just quick checkdowns, like being accurate with the checkdown throws to get guys going, moving forward. He was in a rhythm, and we talk about Jordan Love. When he's in a rhythm, he's a scary, scary, scary quarterback.
Well, and this is why these two conversations, right? Packers in the playoffs and Jordan Love being back. Right? This is why they're a married conversation, because there's an accurate NFL quarterback, and then there's accurate like Aaron Rodgers was accurate. There are some throws that Jordan Love makes that are in just the perfect location where only his receiver can get it, where only his receiver can then make a move on the ball for yards after catch. He's doing so many things that are small that even earlier in the part of the year, that good throws are now great throws because of that even just next marginal degree of accuracy. But not only that, it leads me to question this out loud. If you're an opposing defense, how do you attack Jordan Love? It used to be in the first part of the season, you'd say, I'm going to blitz him. Because against the blitz, he's like bottom third in all the categories, right? Of passer rating and touchdowns.
Couldn't move.
Couldn't do anything. But now, since he has been fully healthy, he's like top 5 of almost all quarterback stats against the blitz. It leads me to believe that if I was a defensive coordinator, I would say, how do you defend this guy? You can't blitz him. You can't let him take his time. If they start running the ball, the offense is high octane. He can't really be unsettled because his demeanor is so calm. When he is playing like this, when he is on, when he is back, boy, if you're a D coordinator, how do you possibly defend him?
And I also want to say this. There hasn't been a team this season that has actually stopped Jordan Love, right? Like, that has slowed down Jordan Love. If Jordan Love gets the opportunity to throw the ball around there 30 times in a football game, he going to put up numbers. When you look at a lot of these games, Jordan Love, the biggest thing that he had to overcome was health. He played well. I mean, he didn't play great against the Eagles, but he still put up good numbers against the Eagles. The Minnesota Vikings in the first half, he was slow, but he was hampered by injuries, and he let it rip in the second half. Even against the Detroit Lions in that first game, what was it? Jordan Love couldn't move, man. You saw the interception that he threw against the Detroit Lions.
In the first quarter, they couldn't block for him.
They couldn't. Well, I'm talking about the Detroit
I know.
Lions
Second game, they couldn't block for him.
But the thing is that Jordan Love is dang near unstoppable. He really is unstoppable. That speaks to his greatness. Now, does he need to elevate his game to a whole nother level? I think he does if he wants to be the guy that we need him to be a championship football team. But overall, nobody should be sitting here shaking their head thinking Jordan Love ain't it. Has he had the big moment yet where he had to have 4 touchdowns and threw for 350 yards to put his team on his back? No, he hasn't had to have that. But the fact is,
no, he's had to have that.
But there was not a game that the Packers won this year where he needed to put the team on his back and they won.
I think that's a good. We haven't seen like an MVP type moment from him this year. We saw a couple of those last year, a couple of MVP type games.
So I agree with both of you. All I'm saying is there was an opportunity for him when they kicked a field goal against the Lions to make it 31-31. That's where you need Jordan Love in the offense. There was a penalty again. We know when this team gets penalties while they're driving and it sets them back in certain spots. But you still need him to find a way to get a touchdown in those top-tier games. He's got to be the guy. And I think yesterday gave me confidence that I'm starting to see the guy that I believed in the second half of last season to do that against the Vikings. And, who cares about the Saints? Fine. Call me crazy right now if I'm looking over the Saints on Monday Night Football.
Crazy.
Why?
Crazy.
Alvin Kamara's likely out.
Crazy.
They have Spencer Rattler.
Hey, every single week you got to stay locked in and focused. That's the one.
We can do the whole roll out the ball and find a victory.
Yeah, this is like a non-conference game.
In
college.
This is
Bama versus Mercer.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem. See,
Alabama State versus Alabama on Monday.
This
Packers
is the
versus
youngest
Saints.
football team in the NFL. When you have this youth, everything that Matt LaFleur is doing is putting an identity on this football team, encouraging a culture of this football team, setting a mentality for this football team. So that's why we should be excited that he ran the ball and let Josh Jacobs get as many touches on drive number 1 because he was letting everybody know, fellas, y'all can't be stopped. We going to play bully ball ball, and we're going to show we can do it against anybody. The youngest team in the NFL is able to do this. They are still in the developmental stage. Last year, Brad, you talked about these kids, the players being kindergartners and first graders and all. They are still high schoolers, right? They are still 9th and 10th grade. These guys aren't professionals quite yet. I mean, they're in the NFL, but they're not quite there yet. There's still so much growth that they have to make. So we need to understand what Matt LaFleur is doing. He's preparing this team to be a great franchise for the next 4 or 5 years that we have Jordan Love for sure, versus just trying to think about, we got the Saints next week. No, we got to take care of business next week.
Well, I want to give some cheers to and pour one out to what we saw on the other side. But with that, Kyle, are you giving some cheers to anything you've done in terms of giving picks out? Or, are you able to cheers to anything like that yet? Or?
Yes, I can give some cheers. And cheers to the Milwaukee Bucks for making the NBA Cup. And cheers to Milwaukee Bucks on winning me some money on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And they can win you money on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Yes, up to 1,000 times your money. So this is what I need y'all to do, KBN Nation. I want y'all to download the Underdog Fantasy Sports app in the Apple Store or the Android Store. And when you do that, I want you to select to play their Pick'em game. Yes, their Pick'em game. I'll tell you why. Because when you play their Pick'em game, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Yes, by simply choosing higher or lower on player stats. So whether or not it's higher than Damian Lillard scoring 23.5 points, or whether it's higher than Chris Middleton having 8 assists, or whether it's lower than Giannis Antetokounmpo having lower than 32 points. You select the stats, and if your picks hit in the upcoming games, you can win big. Yes, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So if you think you know sports, if you think you know players, put the power of cash in their hands for you to win big-time money on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And always remember, when you sign up using promo code KBN. Yes, promo code KBN on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's when you sign up using promo code KBN on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Thank me now or thank me later, but I guarantee you'll be thanking me when you win big money on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Must be 18 plus in present state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Brad Nortman thinks this team is playoff ready. Do you agree? Also, is Jordan Love back? 800-990-3776. With you till 5 o'clock. It's Kyle Brust and Nortman.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman.
That is completely unacceptable. It is unacceptable for a team to
unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Is acceptable? Unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
Unaccessible. Wait.
What?
Wait. My mind is
unacceptable.
Unacceptable. What did I say?
Unacceptable.
My mouth and brain
unacceptable.
Are like not
Unacceptable. What did I say?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kevin Moret for Mentality Men's Health. I know that a guy's confidence comes from many sources. For our clients, the way they look is a big driver. When you have the muscle mass and the muscle tone, it changes the way you carry yourself. Did you know that 70% of Mentality clients have increased muscle mass and muscle tone through testosterone and peptide therapy? Their confidence is back and everyone can see it. If you want to recapture the way you look and felt years ago, join the over 25,000 clients and start today. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
College hockey returns to Fiserv Forum with the 4th annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off, December 28th and 29th.
The Wisconsin Badgers return to defend their title, facing the Ferris State Bulldogs in semifinal action on day one. The Yukon Huskies and Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks will battle for the other spot in the championship game.
Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day 2. Secure your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Every day, Wisconsin's 600,000 family caregivers help their loved ones to continue living safely in their own homes. It's not easy. Each year, they spend an average of $7,000 out of their own pockets to provide this care. Wisconsin needs family caregivers, and they need more support. Tell your state lawmakers, Wisconsin family caregivers need a caregiver tax credit in 2025. Learn more at aarp.org/WI. That's aarp.org/WI. Paid for by AARP Wisconsin.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette Recap, I'm Ashton Rotman. 37 points combined for Cam Jones and Chase Ross on Saturday in Dayton.
Chase Ross on a drive all the way to the basket. He banks it up and in.
Get your left hand,
He
just
took
go.
on all 5 players, and Chase Ross talking to the fans.
Unfortunately, though, it comes in a 71-63 loss at the hands of the Flyers. Marquette drops to 9-2 on the season and their second loss in the last 3 games. Big East play picks up on Wednesday night as they take on Butler at home. It's an 8 o'clock tip-off from Fiserv Forum.
Help protect your team with slam dunk coverage. Saganiac Planning can coach you on ways to save money on medical and specialty plans through United Healthcare, one of the largest provider networks in Wisconsin. Call John Saganiac Jr., 262-783-6161, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or its affiliates. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Wisconsin, Inc.
This time of year can be really tough on a number of areas in your home. If you're struggling with any electrical issues, the superheroes at Current Electric are ready to help you. Chuck Smith is a Brookfield Central grad who started Current Electric over 40 years ago. His mission was to serve our community with integrity and quality. Whether it's as small as a switch repair or as large as rewiring your entire home to a generator to keep your lights on or even interest in solar energy, call on the superheroes from Current Electric. Go to callcurrent.com. That's callcurrent.com.
Year-end savings are here at Land Rover Waukesha. Unwrap a truly unique luxury SUV this holiday season. The new Range Rover Velar provides power, performance, sporting luxury, and all the latest technology. Get 3.9% special APR financing for up to 72 months only on a new 2025 Range Rover Velar at Land Rover Waukesha. 3.9% APR for 72 months. A deal so nice, even Santa will want in. Get your mittens on the most luxurious ride this holiday season. LandRoverWaukesha.com.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You know I'm back, like I never left. Another sprint, another step, another day, another breath.
Well, some people think Jay Love never left, but I think he left for a little, but he is back. Pill slings all around the field from Jordan Love last night as the Packers win 30-13. And now have a 99.99999% chance of making the playoffs.
Do you need to apologize to Packer Nation for picking against them?
No, I said it's a good thing.
No, I mean, do you need to apologize?
No.
Sounds like a hedge.
I don't need to, Kyle. When we ended the show yesterday, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. They're either going to lose, like I said. I think I might have said verbatim 30-13.
Now you over here lying. Now you lying.
But we do at 800-990-3776 want to hear from you. Your cheers twos and your pour one outs as we do right now.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers to and Pour One Out on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Bradley?
All right, well, this one's a layup. This one's obvious. Anyone with eyeballs saw this gentleman on the field.
Oh, gosh.
Edgerrin Cooper, baby. Let's give him his flowers. When he was drafted, I said, that's my guy of the draft class. So when I see him perform out there, oh, buddy, does it get me excited. I mean, he was all over the field. 2 tackles for losses, an interception, some sacks, some pass deflections. I mean, he did everything last night. He has elite speed, but not just speed. He's instinctive. Like he sees the play unfold and he gets there quickly. That combination of instinct and speed, it makes for a unique player. So I'm excited to see him continue to be a unique player. You can't take him off the field. Keep him on the field. He's a game changer for this defense. Cheers to you, Edgerrin Cooper.
That was going to be mine.
I thought so.
I was going to start this segment and say, all right, we all want to do Edgerrin Cooper, but let's be more creative than Edgerrin Cooper.
It was just so impressive of whether he's getting pressure and getting a sack, or whether or not he's freeing somebody else up for a sack, whether or not he's deflecting a pass, whether or not he's getting an interception.
All right, it's Edgerrin Cooper Appreciation Hour.
Okay, I'll do this. Shout out to the guy who came back from a concussion, Romeo Doubs. 3 catches, 40 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So I'm going to say cheers to Romeo Doubs coming back and making an instant impact. Just last week, Brad asked us who was the best passing duo for the Green Bay Packers. Is it Jordan Love to Romeo Doubs? Was it Jordan Love to Christian Watson?
I had said Romeo.
Jaden Reed. You had predicted it was going to be Romeo.
No.
You believed in Romeo? Overall, I mean,
I've always felt like that connection always is there no matter what.
Yeah.
Like the Watsons and Reeds can come and go, but there's always one or two throws a game when Dobbs is in the lineup where like you can tell like that's where he's going to go.
Well, I mean,
and he made obviously not just like possession receptions in the middle of the field. Those were some big time plays by Romeo yesterday.
His 2 touchdowns were incredible. The touchdown, the fact that he caught the ball and he acted like he was just a muscle man and carried guys 4 yards into the end zone, and then that incredible catch. So I want to say cheers to you, Mr. Romeo Dobbs. Welcome back with 2 touchdowns.
I'm going to cheers to something really boring. But I don't want it to get lost because the amount of stress that this position put on us for so long last year and even this year.
Are you cheersing to the Packers because you think they're boring?
Brandon McManus. From Anders Carlson to Narveson. I know his long was 39 yesterday from a field goal standpoint, but we had extra point problems with Anders as well and Narveson as well. I don't feel any worry when Brandon McManus goes out there. And I think to think back and reflect on how horrible it was when you're like, oh, is Narvis going to push another one right? Is Carlson just going to miss? You don't have to think that anymore. Everything's, as Brad would say, middle third of the uprights.
Middle third, please.
And the thing is, yesterday when he kicked one of the field goals, I said to myself, can we just sign him longer? Like, it's no nerve-wracking. And when he steps back, there's so much confidence. Boop, boop, everything's with confidence. I'm like, this is what field goal kickers look like. It's been a while.
Yeah, you were a disaster earlier about the kicker position.
I don't have to talk about it, but I literally said yesterday,
I wanted that reminder to remember how bad it was and to appreciate what you have.
Oh, I'm so happy to have McManus on my team.
All right, well, let's pour one out.
Well, there's so much to cheers to this guy, but it's a pour one out to a streak that has come now broken. Josh Jacobs had an 11-game streak of no fumbles. And that's hard for a guy that is carrying the ball that many times. So Josh Jacobs, pour one out to your no fumble streak of 11 games. Basically the opposite of what Jordan Love had. I don't believe that Josh Jacobs fumble, which kind of altered the game momentarily. I don't think it's going to continue to be a trend. I think it was a one-off. It's one of those things in a playoff game, though, when you're rolling, you're in control, and then you lose the ball, it can change just that quickly. So pour one out to Josh Jacobs' fumble streak, ending at 11. No fumble streak.
Tim on YouTube wants to cheers to the D front, and I think they deserve some flowers. The defensive front did rotate cast of characters, and a lot of different guys got in the action for sacks. Montana Mo, cheers to that bully offensive line. Jordan didn't get touched, and Josh Jacobs had plenty of room to run. I know we're on pour one out, but I did want to give a little props to those cheers too because I thought they were worth the ad. Kyle, your pour one out.
I'm going to pour one out to the Green Bay Packers having Seattle as a house of horrors for us. I think like yesterday was an opportunity for us to move past it. The best thing about yesterday that I love, y'all remember listening in the first quarter and you heard some chants? Go back, go.
It sounded a little louder than that.
It sounded
that's a
loud.
whisper.
It was the 12th man got overran by Green Bay Packers fans. So, pour one out to them losing their home field advantage, and cheers to the Green Bay Packers fans for being everywhere across this land and going in there and making it a little bit more comfortable, and the Packers finally winning in Seattle after a while.
Yeah, I'm still frustrated with this one at the end of the first half. I'm fine with the decision to make it a 17-point game, 3 scores. People were mad that LaFleur kicked the field goal. But the end of the first half and the time management and his timeouts, it's still kind of a weird thing for me with LaFleur, thinking about how it was 1st and 10 at Seattle's 45. Then they run it, and they don't call timeout until there's 10 seconds left, and then they obviously have the pass interference that leads to a field goal. But if you use that third timeout, you still have time to use the middle of the field, spike it. Like there was 54 seconds before it got to 16 seconds. They didn't use a timeout.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And it's not like they were on their own 30. They were basically near midfield.
Yeah, Jordan Love took it. Took his time. I'm not sure exactly what the game plan was. It worked out for the Green Bay Packers. Not with a touchdown. They got points, which is the most important thing. Is to convert the points, which the Packers.
But it's the little things that I'm going to be hypercritical of if we're going to be talking about this team making a run deep.
Felt like they were only just trying to get a field goal. Because at that point, they were kind of in field goal range. They're like, we don't really want a touchdown. Let's just get a field goal. Not the killer instinct that you see this team have oftentimes.
After playing the Lions, you kind of look at certain things and you think about, I know the Packers had a couple fourth downs where they were trying to draw them offside. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, the Lions would have went for it.
They love to do that.
The Lions would have went for it.
That's actually so true. I thought they were going to go for it a couple times. I was like, wow.
You fell for it?
Yeah.
We're fresh off last week.
So Brad is maybe a reason why I continue to think
Go
I'm
for
okay with it. Is not going for it, but at least lining up. Because if Brad thought they were going to go for it, who's to say some rookie that subbed in on second down and they're running quick to the line, and he jumps, You never know.
You never know.
You never know. And to be honest, you see it 1 out of 100, but you can't be 1 out of 100 if you don't go line up and act like you're going to go do it.
Yeah,
that's true. Got to stick to your gut. Stick to yourself.
That's Cheers 2 and Pour One Out. Here on Kyle, Bruss and Nortman on a Victory Monday, brought to you by Palermo's Pizza. Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. I had three different Screamin' Sicilians. I had a tavern style, a 2.5 feet of stuffed crust cheese, and an OG Boss Hog Screamin' at my house for Frozen Pizza Fridays. We had people over. Saturday, there was another thin and crispy in there, and I said, you know what? Saturday, I'm going to have another pizza. I went to the grocery store on Sunday because my fiance is out of town for a couple days. I was like, I need another Palermo's pizza. So find it in your local grocer's freezer because Palermo's is amazing.
Quick and delicious.
I had a thin and crispy pepperoni and sausage on Saturday night. Lexi was in the basement wrapping gifts. She's like, hey, what are you making up there? I was like, that's Palermo's, baby.
Yeah.
So good.
I made the second one I made on Saturday, it was like a little bit later night. And I thought my fiance was asleep, and I housed the whole thing. And she's like, I thought you were going to save me a slice.
Oh,
no.
My bad. More next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Can you try it again?
Worcestershire? It's getting Worcestershire every time I say it.
Shire.
Worcestershire. You try and say
Why
it.
would they name something so complicated?
Exactly. You try and say it. It's WORCESTER Shire. Worcestershire.
All right, as we're looking that up, 2 more questions.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, no.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
It feels like it should end at Worcestershire.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ring in 2025 at American Place Casino. Join us for the Oztacular Countdown featuring $50,000 promotional drawings, merchandise giveaways, live entertainment, and more. They say seeing is believing, and at American Place Casino, you'll believe you found a real game changer. From table games to the hottest slots, plus dining, bars, and more, we've got it all. This New Year's Eve, let the celebration begin. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Discount Liquor.
Did you know that George Washington served his own homemade version of eggnog made with rum, rye whiskey, and sherry? Well, a lot's changed since the days of our first president. But one constant has been celebrating the holiday season and upcoming new year with family, friends, and loved ones. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. 'Tis the season to check out Discount Liquor's tremendous selection of over 2,000 varieties of beer, 3,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines from around the world. And yes, we do carry 8 varieties of ready-to-drink eggnog. Celebrate this most festive time with a great selection of beautifully packaged liquor gift sets, sure to make you the hit of the party or as a perfect gift for the liquor connoisseur on your shopping list. Discount Liquor, 2 locations in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
The clock's ticking, but there's still plenty of time to save on great Christmas gifts at Fleet Farm. 'Tis the season for ice fishing, and we're knocking 10% off select rods, reels, tip-ups, lures, huts, you name it. Visit Toyland and save up to 40% on a bunch of toys for the kids. So come on in and wrap up your shopping today at Fleet Farm, home of the best gift prices guaranteed.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust. Get your Golden Eagles essentials by opening Marquette checking from Wintrust today.
A big first half from Marquette over the weekend in Dayton.
Chase Ross bumped. Chase Ross on a drive all the way to the basket. He banks it up and in.
Get your left hand.
He
Just
took
go.
on all 5 players, and Chase Ross talking to the fans.
Unfortunately, though, the Flyers rallied from down 13 to the number 6 Golden Eagles to beat Marquette 71-63, dropping them to 9-2. Here's head coach Shaka Smart.
We weren't ourselves. I thought we allowed the franticness of the game and some plays that didn't go our way early in the second half to affect the way that we defended.
Next up, the Big East schedule gets underway. Marquette hosting Butler. That one tips off at 8 o'clock Wednesday night right here on 94.5 ESPN.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, and the official bank of Marquette University.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Kyle Walls for Universal Windows Direct. It is the holiday season, which is a time for family, friends, and staying cozy inside. But if your home is drafty, it's hard to stay comfortable. And with all the gift giving happening this time of year, why don't you give yourself the gift of lower energy bills with new windows from Universal Windows Direct? For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply. Go to uwd.com and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
The Harlem Globetrotters 2025 World Tour is here, bringing all the cool tricks and laughs fans love. We're coming to the Fiserv Forum on December 31st. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here with you. Alex Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. Taking all your feedback, as always, after any game day. You can find us on Twitter at KBN ESPN, where we asked, is Jordan Love back? Some say he never left, but some are really liking what they're seeing post-bye from Jordan Love.
Only haters would say he was gone. Only those who were non-believers would say he was gone. That's not only haters.
Be
only
objective, Kyle.
Monday morning Kyle.
No, it's not Monday morning Kyle. I've sat here the whole year, and the only time that y'all came down me and came at me is when I talked about Jordan Love holding out, because I was holding him accountable. Since then, I have stood behind Jordan Love.
And then you lose all credibility.
No, I
called him selfish.
So you're telling me that when Jordan Love played the Minnesota Vikings end of September and threw 3 picks at a 59% completion percentage, you said, oh, he's still here, baby.
It was his first game back. The fact that he had a poor first half in that football game, coming off an injury, you can tell in the first half that he was not comfortable with his knee. And then in the second half, where he had no choice but to trust his body to bring this team back, what did he do? He balled the heck out in the second half. And that right there showed me that boy can play. So he can slang that thing.
About the Rams when it was that pick 6 and he just threw it right to that guy. And
that was a bad decision, but we still won the football game. He played well.
You're not going to win this argument,
no,
Brad.
Keep going. What's the next game?
Well, actually, I like this energy that he's got right now.
I mean, I love it.
Because it reminds me of when, yesterday I got matched up in a big money league.
What's next?
Yeah, big money league. Now, nobody cares about fantasy football unless it's Kyle imploding. And I almost, part of me didn't want to do this because I haven't won yet. Because you still have a player left.
Nah, dog, this is terrible.
But this is the craziest thing. I had Cooper Kupp, who put up a 0 spot on Thursday. Jalen Waddle, who got hurt. So I have 2 blank spots. And I'm projected 104. Kyle's got 130, projected, 150. Somehow, Josh Allen and kicking onside kicks and Mike Evans. You're watching the TV and I'm enjoying. I'm thinking, I wonder what Kyle's like.
This man had 7 players actually play and has 164 points.
Oh wow!
So I'm sitting here watching the Detroit Lions game versus the Bills, and I'm like, stop! Everybody stop trying to score. Jahmyr Gibbs, touchdown. That's points for him. Josh Allen gets the ball. Oh, another touchdown. 2 rushing touchdowns in the game. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not possible. This is not possible. I literally had to turn the TV off because I said I can't do this because every time I look at the game, there goes Laporta.
They just kept scoring and scoring, and it kept being to all of our guys.
And Amon-Ra St. Brown gets stopped at the 1. Guess who gets the ball after that?
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Another touchdown. I'm like, bro, David Montgomery's out. And I'm just thinking to myself, please stop the bleeding. I'm like, Dan Campbell, just call Call them off. Call them off. It's over. Y'all not going to win this game. Even at the end, he kept going into the end.
He kept going.
There was no quitting this team. And Josh Allen, he kept scoring too. It was miserable. Miserable.
If you lose this game, you're going to have to pay out, and you're going to be your baby girl's not going to get Christmas.
I'm going to be broke. That's what I'm going to be, is broke. I have to read some,
How much we
figure some
talking?
things. Too much. I don't even want to say it on
How
air.
much we talking?
Oh, wow.
Put it this way. There is no reason why Kyle Wallace should be in this league.
Higher or lower than $250?
Oh,
I wish.
Higher or lower than $500?
No,
Higher.
I don't want to
Higher
even
than lower than $1,000?
A little lower.
$750.
Can I tell you how
I split it with Scals? So Greg Scals with Ben Bruss. Scalzo and Bruss still have a team together. Kyle, I don't know why you haven't gotten a co-manager. You should see. Go to his. Will everyone look at his face on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee?
So much.
Do y'all understand?
He tied with a millionaire.
I tied with a millionaire. And no, I didn't even tie with a million. I beat a millionaire.
Oh, DeMar Hamlin cost Kyle a lot of money.
I had to share money with a millionaire. And so
they tied for first when he was clearly going to win.
Yeah, man. I'm like, this is bogus. And the kicker is this. I told Craig, when Craig asked me to be in this league years ago, I said, how much? I laughed. I said, LOL. I ain't doing that. I can't do that. And so then the day of the draft, he texted me and said, hey, man, you going to do it? I said, no. He said, don't worry. I got you. Whatever. And so he covered me the first year. But guess what? I won the second year. I should have won all the money. And me being me.
Oh, so you got money to.
Yeah, this is like a subscription service. The first year free. And then
year one.
You're not dead yet. He needs Jordan Addison to have 26.3 points. So everybody.
You're very alive.
So he's done it. He's done it 2 of the last 3 weeks. So yeah, that brings me to the point. I heard Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning on 94.5 ESPN say, are you rooting for the Bears? Kyle's not rooting for the Bears for the betterment of the Packers.
I'm rooting for Jordan Addison.
Which means you're rooting for the Vikings.
I'm rooting for my
You're
money.
not a true Packer backer.
Hold on. Can I be honest with you? I think I'm rooting for the Vikings.
Why?
I
hate the Bears.
My perfect scenario, number one, yes, I hate the Bears. My perfect scenario in the NFC playoffs is the Vikings become the NFC North champion. I want Detroit to go on the road in the playoffs.
I'm not worried about Detroit anymore. They're decimated.
It's a bad take.
No, they're decimated.
They're pretty decimated.
They beat us last week.
They've lost
and then they just lost their rock and another start. One of their best defensive tackles that they signed to a 4-year deal.
The Lions still put up 42 points
They put up 42 points.
Because they didn't quit, and it helped my fantasy team make Kyle get all nervous.
I think they lost three more defensive starters and their top running back.
And David Montgomery, and obviously one of the best things they do offensively is pound the rock, right, with that 1-2 punch. But I still have a hard time believing they're not the best team in the NFC. So anyway, I think I'm rooting for the Vikings because I want that Week 18 game to be meaningful, and I want the Vikings to win because I would rather go to Minnesota than Detroit in the divisional round.
Disagree.
I'm rooting for Jordan Addison because, like I said, I paid Craig back that money the first year after I won. And here's the kicker. I ain't in Craig's pockets, but I seen the movie about his father. And let me tell you,
Craig Carmen's CEO of our company.
After I won, I Venmoed him the money. What'd he do? He hearted it. I said, ain't this about
what do you think? He's just going to send it back?
Hey, you good for it? Oh, don't do it. You all right? No, he said, heart. Bro, heart. I got to figure out how I'm going to pay bills and he hearting this.
Oh, man.
No business in this league.
Jordan Addison over 26.3 points, and you get it done. You're on the semis.
Why do you keep playing in it? Just leave.
Because I'm good at it. I mean, I'm not bad. Ben can tell you,
He's pretty good at it.
I'm not bad at it.
He's pretty good at it.
It's just I've been in. This is our 4th year, and I've been in the Final Four 2 of the 4 years.
Wait a minute. This is your 4th year. First year was free.
That wasn't not free. I paid them back.
Oh. Well, another year you won, so that covers at least several years.
Yeah.
Well, see,
so you're
fine.
You're plus money.
It would have covered had I didn't have to share with a millionaire.
Yeah, he has Josh Jacobs on his team too.
Oh, that's -2 for fumble.
Yep, and I'm going to lose by 2 tonight. Watch, it's going to happen.
We'll see what happens. But also, it's time for Brad to apologize. In 2 minutes, Brad Nortman needs to apologize to all of you for his piss poor take.
Oh wow.
For his bad take on the Green Bay Packers defense. Next.
Aggressive.
In 2 minutes.
College hockey returns to Fiserv Forum with the 4th annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off, December 28th and 29th.
The Wisconsin Badgers return to defend their title, facing the Ferris State Bulldogs in semifinal action on day one. The Yukon Huskies and Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks will battle for the other spot in the championship game.
Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day 2. Secure your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. It's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee, and with holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust AccuTrans Group to handle all of my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or festive celebration, AccuTrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
At Cousin Subs, the bigger your smile, the better we feel. That's why our menu features something for everyone, like our Wisconsin cheese curds, golden fries, creamy shakes, and mac and cheese, all paired with your favorite sub or our subs in a bowl. And don't forget our kids' meals, now with a free cookie. Here's to a better day. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Bruston Nordman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
This season has been so blah.
How can that blah, blah, blah.
It's been boring. Play 10 of the drive, third goal. Jacobs inside, into the end zone.
Romeo Dobbs is he looking like he's going to play.
That's good.
Love looking inside, and he's caught by Dobbs. Romeo
That is good.
to the end zone. Packers back in the end zone. From the 36, Smith pressure brought down. Devontae Wyatt came soaring in there.
Edgerrin Cooper going to play.
That's good.
That's good too.
Throws in the middle, it's intercepted. That time it's caught by Cooper. Edgerrin Cooper inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
This season has been so blah. It's been boring.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
How can that blah?
30 to 13, I was entertained. I'm known to be wrong. My name is Ben Bruss alongside Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman. Strophy running the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776 and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. But Brad, before you left on Friday, you had said this defense doesn't feel that much different than the defense of a year ago.
Well, and you know me, I'm a numbers guy, right?
Brad Nerdman.
They're reflective of a greater truth oftentimes. And I looked at the statistics of 2023 and 2024 when it came to the defense, and I said, shoot, in all the important categories, they're basically the same team. Now, turnovers 2024 is significantly more. That came like in clumps earlier in the season. But I'm self-reflective, right? I try to
Well, Josh DiMaggio got his chance to host with Alex Strofe on Dude Friday on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Yeah. And
you're behind.
And he
came after you.
He did. And
he came a little too nerdy, in my opinion.
He cited these advanced stats and all that. That's great, Josh. I'm sure you're listening. You stick to your advanced stats. I do love me some advanced stats. But the big thing was, okay, points per game. That is what it all comes down to, right? Is how many points are you allowing the other team to score? Because that's how you win the game, after all, is scoring more than the other opponent. And actually, 2024 was worse than 2023. However.
Well, before you get to wherever you're going to go,
okay,
let's just say 13 points helps that.
Yes.
And Kay Adams on the Up and Adams show talked about the Green Bay defense, and, she didn't even go very advanced like Josh DiMaggio. She kept it Brad Nerdman language, and I thought it was very insightful from Kay.
Shut down every phase of the Seahawks offense. They weren't doing this at any point last year. This makes them scarier. Makes them scarier in the NFC North because you're looking at what the Lions don't have on defense. We're looking like a complete team. We're looking at a team that's going on a little run. They rank in the top 10 in every major defensive category right now. In the bottom half of the league in all of these categories except for scoring defense a year ago. This is a big change, something to really pay attention to.
Scoring defense.
Pretty important stat, though, Kay.
Yeah, and they're top 10 now.
Yeah, they are top 10. They were 10th last year, actually, might I add. One of the reasons, actually, Homer came on and said, wait a minute, Joe Barry got fired. They're 10th in total defense. Scoring defense, excuse me. Either way, statistically speaking, before this game, now this game certainly helped because they bottled up the Seahawks. Low scoring points, low yards, turnovers, the whole thing. That helped their stats, certainly. However, there is one thing that stats can't tell you. And I was watching the game on last night on Sunday night, and you said,
test.
Kyle, do you remember what you told me after this?
Test, baby.
You said, use your eyes, Brad.
I got 20/20 vision with these glasses.
So I tried to put on my Kyle Wallace glasses and say, is Kyle onto something? Am I not using my eyes? Am I slave to the statistics of the world out there? And I think Kyle was onto something.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that.
The NFL player says that means something. Go ahead, keep preaching, Brad.
Because this is a game of like passion and intensity and grit, right? This isn't just
This isn't a formula, Brad.
Yeah, this isn't like darts. This isn't like necessarily golf. This is something that has things that can pop off the screen to you. And I saw something on Sunday night that I've actually been seeing all year, that albeit statistically not that different from last year, there is some things that pop off the screen to me. Speed, intensity, heart, aggressiveness, right? Like a passion for the game. Desire. I know I'm talking like a coach right now, but literally these are the things that I see this defense embody that you just saw in a blasé fashion last year. Seems like nobody was engaged. Nobody was bought in last year.
A lot of finger pointing last year.
And this year it's totally different on the telecast, right? This is such a coach thing to do. It's very often coached, but very rarely is it actually done. I think it was Tirico or was it Collins were saying that when Coach Hafley likes to watch film, he likes to freeze it right when the play is over.
Ooh, yeah, I did like this.
Count how many defenders are in the screen, right? This is a real thing. I've seen coaches do this. Now, they will preach it, but the buy-in factor, are guys actually doing that? I'm seeing that, guys. I am seeing a lot of green and gold to the ball, no matter what the play is and no matter how it unfolds. That is a desire and a will that you can't teach. So I am seeing grit, I'm seeing speed, intensity, and heart. Those are the kind of things that they don't show up statistically. So I got to put my hand in the air, guys. I was wrong. This defense is different than last year.
Takes a real man to do that.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 you all have been wrong. Only one of us has been right. I tell you, boy, you both are blessed to be able to work with me each and every week. Because I keep it real for you all.
Can I take back?
You could have said all of that and not had mentioned I should have listened to Kyle. You should have said, I went back to the drawing board and I was missing a piece and had nothing to do with Kyle said last week.
No. But I think, Brad, you make a great point because you talk about overall the mentality that this defense has. They have a mindset. They're playing with a little bit of a swagger, right? The swagger we saw Carrington Valentine after he got that interception, try to run out the end zone.
Too much swagger.
No swagger. But see, that's the whole thing. They're taking accountability and building a culture. It takes time to do that. And the fact that they're talking about 11 hats in the frame and he's freezing it, that's letting everybody know you need to eat. We need to get there because we're trying to change what we were before. Before, we didn't have this. Now, this is what we need to be successful. And when you see the results on the field where a team has less than 215 total yards of offense, right? You're forcing turnovers consistently where you are top 5 in forced turnovers this year in the NFL, right? You're having games where you have sacks in bunches. This is when guys start believing. So overall, when I look at yesterday's performance with this defense, I do think they are turning a little bit of a corner, and that's because of Edgerrin Cooper. He can help this team be different.
Let's go to Steph in Ottawa, 800-990-3776. Steph, you are up from Canadians' nation's capital.
Hey.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. Great win last night despite that stagnant offense in the second half. Stay aggressive. I'm glad that Cooper played 58% of the snaps, especially when Quay went out, but we need to get that closer to 80% by the time playoffs come around. His speed and instincts are just sick. Valentine played basically every snap, which is great, but how on earth can Hafley and LaFleur justify Eric Stokes playing every single snap. I can't stand watching him give up easy completions and just basically never play the ball. So that's all I've got. Have a great Victory Monday. Take care, guys.
Thank you, Steph in Ottawa, 800-990-3776. I almost wanted him to just keep going because I could listen to him say Valentine and other words.
Accent.
Great accent, yeah.
Yes, very
good.
strong accent. We should have an accent off between Steph and Ricardo in Canada.
We should. When they call in, is that extra money on our phone bill?
I'm not worried about it, to
Long
be completely
distance.
honest.
Well, they called us, so I don't think so.
Yeah,
maybe on theirs.
Maybe on their end. Maybe on their end.
And that's where Jair Alexander being out is so harmful.
What do you
this
guys make of the Jair situation? So he was ruled out last week, and Brad, we talked a lot about it on Green Bay Game Day yesterday, but we've never really seen a coach rule out a player like he did, right? Saying, yeah, he didn't reach the speeds that I'd like him to, so he's not going to play.
I don't want to play him. I said it, and I'll say it again. Don't play until... If he's 100% against Minnesota, if you need it for anything seating-wise,
bring him back, right?
If not, you just
don't want
playoffs.
But even right, so I get your point there, Benny. But I don't think I don't want him knocking off the rust in the wild card round.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys where he's so used to being out that when he's out there, he's a guy. I think he's just a dude.
It's
not
hard.
just a dude. He's an actual dude.
He's a dude ready to play.
He's a DOOD.
It's hard to explain how embarrassing that Bears game was, where he
10
was
snaps.
injured, snapped, took himself out. That's something that Matt LaFleur will remember. And with only having the limited amount of guys that you can dress, you're already, with 45 guys dressing, you're already feeling like you're just holding on. You have such little depth. And so when you got a healthy guy, you're relying on him. I just think Matt LaFleur is thinking to himself, I can't possibly put our team in that situation again. I'd rather go in without him than thinking I have him and have him take it.
The way I look at the Quay Walker thing, and knowing that I don't know the timetable of his injury and whatnot, but I think this is a good opportunity because I think we've all talked about Edgerrin Cooper, and this was his first game back after being injured for a little bit. But what did we talk about? And I don't know if the depth is quite there from a holistic linebacker standpoint, but when Christian Watson was hurt last year, there was an emergence of Dontavian Wicks and Jaden Reed, right? Guys stepped up. I'm not saying they're better with them or better without them. I just think it's a great opportunity to get snaps to a guy that everyone wants to see more and see what he looks like when he's handling 80% of snaps. Because the biggest thing, and I want to ask Jason Woolley this, because we talked to Jason on, I want to say 2 months ago when Edgerrin was popping before he got hurt. It was all right, well, how do you get him in there? A little bit more. And he had talked about how he's still making mistakes. It's not that he's not going to get out there, but you can't have some of those rookie mistakes. Are those gone and done with? Does the good outweigh the bad? So maybe I just wrote my first question for Jason Wilde as he joins us next. But first, Brad, you're going to tell us how you watched the game last night and what was in your hand.
Oh, I did. It wasn't just last night watching the green and gold. It was Saturday night too. Friday night, whenever I'm sitting back and I say, you know what? I need to relax a little bit. I need to be ready to drink cocktail in my hand. That's a carbless. A carbless is always joining me. I had the lineup of Paloma into the mojito, finished with a cranberry. It was so good. I hit every single thing I like. I had a classic cocktail, a couple of those, and with a fruit flavor. It was absolutely outstanding. So whether I'm at home at the Nortman Estate watching football, hanging out with my beautiful bride Lexi, or I'm out celebrating Strove's birthday like we did last week when I saw at the bar, I said, ooh, there's a carbless right there. There's a strawberry margarita. Life's all about decision points, right? And when I'm at the bar, I'm choosing the carbless. Whether I'm at home, I'm choosing carbless. There's an occasion for everything when it comes to being able to relax and enjoy carbless. It's a guilt-free experience. Gluten-free, carb-free, sugar-free, only 100 calories per can. I even grabbed the can out of the fridge. Less carbonation, you can almost push it in a little bit. That's how you know it's perfect. It's going to taste so good, just the right amount of crisp. And not only that, like I said, classic cocktails. Fruit flavors, there is something for everybody. If you haven't discovered why less is more, now is the time. Your local grocery store, when you're out on the town, carbless is everywhere. Enjoy the carbless revolution alongside me and discover why less is more with carbless.
Jason Wilde, host of Wilde and Tausch, joins us next here on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
I was like, it's the 4-1-4 hour at 4.
I'm not going to lie. I feel like the kid who got picked on the sports team. I was like, oh, you want me? No way. Because all last week, it was so much fun to do that. And I was like, well, I guess it's back to Kyle doing it now. When you said, want to do it with me? I was like, oh, yeah, let's do it.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, it looks like we've got a crash on southbound 43 at westbound 94. Right in the Marquette, the right lane is blocked, so watch out for the delays to start to grow right now. They're stretching back to Fond du Lac Avenue. Westbound 94 is a bit heavy from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And then we've also got some brake lights on southbound 41 from just south of Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 38. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
What happens when you mix a three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry you guys turnovers. Serious? You guys can't put two and two I got it. I could not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnovers.
Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you two, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Winter is here. Don't let your car care take a backseat. Protect your car against rust, salt, and grime this season at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Tsunami Express makes cleanup a breeze with their state-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and convenient unlimited wash memberships. Try their new best-in-class T2 with graphene wash for the ultimate long-lasting shine and protection. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com.
Kevin Moret for Mentality Men's Health. Guys, I know you hate to feel weak. That means something different for every guy, but for most guys, it means the way they look and move through their day. Did you know that 70% of Mentality clients see an increase in their muscle mass, their muscle tone, and the way they look? This means our clients got their confidence back. If you're looking to look and feel the way you did years ago, join the over 25,000 guys at Mentality and get your confidence back. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
The time has come.
Yes, the time has come to do what you need to do.
You've put it off as long as you can, but the time has come to choose a Christmas gift for the woman you love.
It needs to be something that will fit perfectly.
Something she will wear constantly.
Something she will love.
Something you can buy today and take home today.
Because you ran out of time. Christmas is upon us.
It's time for you to buy a fabulous pair of diamond stud earrings.
A fabulous pair.
Kessler's has natural diamonds created in the heart of the earth.
And newborn diamonds created in the heart of a star.
And when you buy from Kessler's, you can always trade your Kessler's natural diamond studs in for a larger pair.
We have diamond studs for a few $100s.
And diamond studs for several $1,000s.
2-carat total weight natural diamond studs are just $5,998.
She's going to be extremely happy when she sees what you bought for her.
And that's a good thing.
A very, very good thing.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting their first ever tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a two-man scramble at Whistling Straits, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through December 31st. Your winter chance to play Whistling Straits awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. The Wolf of Wall Street was on the other day when I was flipping through channel. Great family film.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
I'm a naturally inquisitive person.
Holding everybody accountable.
If you feel better about that, I'm happy to do so.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Ben Brust, Kyle Walls, Brad Nortman, Strophy running the show. KBN Nation at 800-990-3776. And joining us now is Jason Wilde. He co-hosts Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon across these very stations. Jason, good day.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Doing well. Happy to have you. And, I just want to start with Edgerrin Cooper. because I feel like it was maybe a month or so ago. I remember talking with you about the good and the bad of what he brings from a good perspective and the bad of just making mistakes that a rookie would make. With Quay uncertain on his timeline of when he'll be out, do you believe he can handle a higher role than 58% of the snaps?
Yeah, I would assume he'll have to. Now, I don't think that look, you have to understand where guys are at in their progression, right? So I doubt that they will put him at the Mike linebacker spot and have him running the defense, relaying the calls from Jeff Hafley in the headset. But, yeah, he'll have to play more. There's no doubt about that if Quay Walker's not available. So I would think that they would move Eric Wilson probably to that spot, or they would move Isaiah McDuffie to that spot. I think Wilson took over last night. And then, they would play McDuffie at one linebacker spot and Edger and Cooper at the other. And then when they go to the nickel and bring in an extra defensive back, I would think it would probably be McDuffie who comes off the field then. So that's what I would think that they would do. But again, we'll see. I don't know what, they do have an extra day for Quay Walker to try and recover. But the fact that they ruled him out at halftime is probably not a great sign for his availability, considering a couple weeks ago Isaiah McDuffie had an ankle injury. He missed the first snap of the second half, getting retaped, and then finished the game and then played again on a short week. So, if Quay Walker has an extra day, maybe that gives him a shot, but we'll see what Matt LaFleur says tomorrow during Wilde and Tausch, since instead of speaking today after getting back from the West Coast, he's talking tomorrow at 11.
Jason, when I watched this game last night, my takeaway just on a broad
You nailed it. Nailed it, Brad.
What I nailed, Jason?
You nailed it about all the things on like the checklist, and they did them all. You were right on the money with how you were viewing this game going in and how they came out of it. I thought they answered a lot of the questions that you were saying they needed to answer.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, when it comes to... I
am exactly right that you were right. Yes.
You were saying what I said. You're exactly right.
Golly.
To me, Matt LaFleur was like a straight-up customer service rep, right? I mean, he's like, I'm hearing all of your complaints and concerns. Let me go back to the drawing board, fix the product, and present it to you new. And that's what we saw. So, Jason, was this then that elusive signature win that this team is looking for? I know it's not like a top seed, but they were winning their division. They were a good team in a hostile environment, and they won by double digits. So was this that signature win this team has been looking to get all season in your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, look, if this isn't good enough for you, and I'm looking at you, Gabe Neitzel, then you're just, you're holding them to a standard that I don't think they're capable of. And look, Gabe and I actually, I got after him a little bit on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning because I was filling in for Domofsky. But what I thought was essentially what he thought, which is, look, they're good. They're not Super Bowl championship good. I agree, right? I mean, we've talked about this, that from the very beginning of training camp, I thought they were still a year away, but that they would, and I thought that they could potentially be a better team and not advance as far in the postseason as they did last year. They're going to have to go on the road. They're not going to win the division, even though Detroit is losing more and more players by the day, it seems. But they're not going to be, I don't think they're going to win the division. And as a result, they're going to have to play road games. And we'll see how they manage to fare in that first one, if it's against, the NFC West champ or the NFC South champ. I don't love the challenge of, say, going to L.A. to beat the Rams, because I think the Rams are a completely different team than the one they faced. I don't love the idea of trying to beat Tampa Bay because they seem to be kind of hitting a stride right now. I mean, what they did to the Chargers yesterday, I don't know about you guys. I didn't see that coming. So, look, they are a good football team. They're also a flawed football team. But if you wanted them to be dominant and do it from start to finish, then you're probably disappointed today. But if you saw the domination early on in the game offensively, at various times defensively, then you feel pretty good about them. Even if you want to downgrade them for, Geno Smith, who wasn't playing great to begin with, leaving the game, and Thurston Howell not being very good at all as their backup, go ahead, right? I mean, he stinks. Their pass rush got home a ton, but that's one of the worst offensive lines, and they lost their center in like the first quarter. So you put that all together, and it's a good Rorschach test of how you are as a fan. And if you're brimming with hope and confidence and you think this is a Super Bowl team, then you see it as a really good signature win. And if you're a doubter, then you see it as, it's nice that they won and they did some good things, but you focus in more on the flaws than on the successes.
And I want to focus on the successes really quickly because the defense you just
You're
mentioned.
a positive guy.
No, I like to be positive. 7 sacks for this defense, 2 interceptions, 12 QB hits, 10 tackles for a loss, and less than 210 yards total offense from the Seattle Seahawks. How can the Green Bay Packers sustain this level of success moving forward?
I'll play the Seahawks some more. That would help.
I mean, that's maybe a potential.
Spencer Rattler
could,
and maybe no Kamara.
Right, exactly. They'll be able to do it again on Monday.
So
night.
no faith
Now,
in this actual team. So no faith in the defense.
No.
He hasn't answered the question. Jeez.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying no faith. I'm saying, let's see what they do against Aaron Jones and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson and that crew on the 29th of December in Minnesota. Like if they're able to, I think that's a 3:25, or maybe it's still a noon start as of right now. But if they're able to win that, and if their defense is able to handle those 2 wide receivers, that tight end, and let's be honest, a quarterback that if his name was Sam Jones and you didn't know that he was a disappointment, flame out with the Jets, you'd be like, God, this guy's playing great. But because he's Sam Darnold, people poo-poo what he's done. If they're able to replicate what they did last night in that game, then even I might have to change my tune and start talking about them as maybe they're going to get there a year earlier than I was expecting in terms of being a Super Bowl contender. So again, we'll see. That's another kind of red letter date on the calendar. But what they did last night, I think, is a really good quality win for a team that I don't think is going to win the Super Bowl, but I'm not ruling out the possibility of it. They would have to go on a whale of a run, and this defense would have to keep playing like it did last night.
A lot of love for Jason Wilde on the Thurston Howell drop here on Kyle Brust Norman as
Who
Jason
is that?
joins. I don't know. I'm just saying there's lots of love.
He is the rich guy on Gilligan's Island. Lovey. Yeah.
Only island I know is Gullah Gullah.
Thurston sounds like a rich guy name, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Sure does. Speaking of a guy with a lot of money, I wasn't talking about
Maybe
Brad.
you and
even
Lexi should consider that.
Yes, it's a very distinguished name.
Thurston Nordman.
I like
I'll
it.
get beat up at school. Thurston, come over here. Swirly.
Jason,
What'd you put that
so
on my son?
you've been on this since the bye and talking about Jordan Love's play and how he's been pretty good. I would say that yesterday there was some passes that reminded me of the second half of last year of like those wow passes, like in putting them in only places the receivers can make plays and the players made those catches. Is it just health, you think? Or is it Matt LaFleur pairing him up with the right game plan? What do you attribute the success to overall from Jordan Love since the bye?
I think it's practice. I really do. Like I don't want to sound like Bo Ryan, but like if you were Ben, let's use your playing career. Let's say you were dealing with an injury and you were barely practicing, and when you were certainly limited in what you were capable of doing. I'm guessing then once you got to Wednesday or Saturday on game days, you probably weren't at your best. It's one thing to be healthy. That obviously is really important. But to be healthy and to get the week's worth of work to then be dialed in by game day, I just think that that's as important, if not more so, I mean, that's the most important thing about being healthy is not just being able to do stuff on game day, but getting all the work in so you can do it more effortlessly on game day. And he's taken every snap with the number one offense now for a month. Dude hasn't thrown an interception in the last 4 games. He's making better decisions. He's certainly more accurate with his throws. Like, all that stuff is a function of being healthy and practicing every day. And so, he's back in the zone. I know the cool kids are talking about his numbers during Toyotathon. I'm a Nissan driver myself, so I'm not really familiar too much with that. But the fact of the matter is that he's playing at a level similar to what he did down the stretch last season, and he's getting the same kind of effective play around him as he did last year. Because remember, the last 5 games, including the 2 playoff games, Aaron Jones ran for over 100 yards. The offensive line was playing its best football and had kind of overcome its injuries and inconsistency to play really well. I thought last night they blocked well in the first half. They protected him all game, another game without a sack. So his people around him are making his life better, but more importantly, he's playing like we know he's capable of.
We talking about practice.
I love the way you put it in my mind there, Jason, as to, like, I put myself in an actual scenario of rolling an ankle. And the difference between going out there for me was I didn't have to do as much of terms of, like, running the offense and whatnot. But if my ankle was bum and I was going up against an athletic guy, obviously I'd be more limited in my ability to block him out or, like, it's just different. Jump is high. For him, it was that plus being the point guard, which is way more hard than just being a point guard with, 5 other guys out there. He literally is in control of the whole offense. So he's taking on 2 different things while hurt, missing time in practice, not getting the rhythm of the game plan, and then also being limited in what he can do on the field. So I like the way you put that in my head. Thank you.
You're welcome. So who would be the Jordan Love of your basketball era then? Captain America?
Jordan Taylor as a freshman and sophomore, but Trayvon Jackson and then Bronson Koenig. It was always the point guards. If you had to deal with an injury and weren't around to have the rhythm to running the team and then also had limitations of what you could do on the floor, no bueno. So good comp.
Koenig was such an underrated player.
Yeah, he was really, 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 really good. Jason, we appreciate the time. We look forward to talking to you on Thursday, and have a great week.
All right, boys. Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. Listen to Jason Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon across these very stations. You hear Jason and Tausch talk about the great work from Gina Della from Pella.
Oh, that's right. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Gina Della from Pella. They're going to get your home right for winter. As if you needed the reminder, the cold weather is here. Winter has arrived. That means heating bill. That means fortifying your home. That means Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is now the time to give yourself the gift. It's Christmas season after all. Give yourself the gift of an increased home value, lower energy costs, and a totally redefined space when you use Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And not only that, but guys, this deal, it doesn't come along very often. Windows as low as $19 per window, $19, and $81 per patio door per month with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin right now. Some restrictions apply, but this ends on December 31st, so that time is running out. Now is the time to finally make that decision. Say, you know what? Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, my home needs it. I need it. I'm going to give myself that gift.
As we always do when things feel really good, and if you see it in the positive light as Jason was talking about, hey, this team showed me some things, you start looking ahead and you start thinking about if the Packers defense was in a certain scenario, could they get the job done? We discuss that scenario and get your brains to the test next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, it looks like traffic, we've got a crash on southbound 43 at westbound 94. Right in the Marquette, the right lane is blocked, so watch out for the delays to start to grow right now. They're stretching back to Fond du Lac Avenue. Westbound 94 is a bit heavy from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And then we've also got some brake lights on southbound 41 from just south of Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com and check in the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 38. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga, 94.5 ESPN.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
Kessler's is open Sunday, December 22nd from 10 till 4.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Packers are in their 10th win of the season, taking down the Seattle Seahawks 30-13 out in the Pacific Northwest. Green Bay's defense dominated from start to finish, allowing just 208 total yards while registering 7 sacks, 11 quarterback hits, and 2 interceptions. Head coach Matt LaFleur with high praise for defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley's game plan.
He does a great job of putting our guys in position, always coming up with things to offset wherever our holes are. Our guys went out there and took the coaching and executed at a high level.
The Packers on the verge of clinching a playoff spot, host the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football. Kickoff is at 7:15.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruberg Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
And I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Just one Madison's favorite health club and best health club, and that's the Princeton Club with 8 locations in Madison and a New Berlin location. You can find your better tomorrow and lock in with the lowest rates of 2024. Lock in now so that 2025 you're all set and ready to go. They have free childcare with the membership, open 24/7, weights, cardio, workout classes, basketball courts, tennis courts. They have it all. I've done personal training. Check out the Princeton Club. Gone to Madison, been to New Berlin's many times as I live in Milwaukee area now. Check out the Princeton Club. Lowest rates of the year for a better tomorrow.
And the world's all right with me.
Am I getting too ahead of myself here?
Just one look at you.
because now I'm starting to think, like, all right, if we do get in this scenario like we were last year, San Francisco 49ers need to stop. I think about the 7 for 15 on third down and then 4 and 5 on fourth down against the Lions. Like, there are a lot of positive things about the Green Bay Packers defense. But in the scenario that this team is in the fourth quarter, up 4 with the ball, do you trust them to get it done? Or does it have to be you believe more that Jordan Love needs the ball down for them to get a win in a big playoff situation?
Listen, I heaped a bunch of praise on this defense. I'm not there yet, though.
But you're up.
Listen, it's you are likely facing a top offense and top quarterback in the playoffs.
So you don't believe in them?
Not to that point. This is the difference between a good defense, which the Packers are, and then that is something that's a step forward from last year. They're a good defense. A championship level defense is what we're talking about. Like, I want them on the field at the end of the game. I want them to be the ones that hold our playoff destiny in their hands. I'm not there yet.
Did you want that in Carolina? Brad, as a former Super Bowl player with Cam Newton as quarterback and a good defense, did you want your defense on the field when you were up with the offensive team coming down to score, or did you want Cam with the ball?
He's really thinking. He grabbed that little
it's
fake
shadow, whatever it is.
Okay, it's a hard decision.
3 o'clock shadows.
Because we
had
had
5.
This is just a little scruff.
I heard
got
the
here.
scratch.
Yeah, right, like that. The problem is we had both great offense and defense, right? Cam was MVP and defense number 1 in the NFL. But more like Jacksonville, right? Like, if I would much rather have the defense on the field and be up than have like our offense on the field. So it's situational. And statistics would say it's harder to score in the NFL. Like, on any given possession, it's less than 50% chance that you get any points out of it. So logic and statistics would tell you that you want to be up and you want your defense on the field. However, I feel the opposite. I think this offense is so high octane. I trust Jordan Love more. I trust Matt LaFleur more. I like what Jeff Hafley has done, but they haven't proven they can make the big stops when it matters. I mean, paint the picture. Would you rather have Jordan Love at Philly, let's say? They seem like they're the new hot hand. At Philly, trying to go get a score. Or would you rather have Philly have the ball against our defense with all those weapons? I'd feel much better about Jordan Love. I just don't trust this defense when it matters because they haven't proven that they can do it.
Brad, you said a lot of stuff just to get to the simple answer.
It's the offense. We all know it's the offense. We ain't trying to see the Packers
I
defense
think
out
Kyle's
there.
onto something.
Oh, no.
I think Kyle's onto something.
My boy.
I think Kyle's onto something.
My boy.
It's finally not me.
I think Kyle's onto something.
I sure am. Fellas, we've seen what this defense does.
Do you feel like you have been like...
I feel violated.
I
feel violated.
You said it.
I think Kyle's onto something.
You said it. And the thing
Who
is...
gives a bleep what Ben Brust has to say?
That'll live in eternity now.
When we look at this football team, in any time in Packers history, I feel like whenever the Green Bay Packers defense was on the field and we needed to make a stop, they did not make a stop, which allowed for greatness to appear. When I say greatness appear, that's whether Brett Favre got the ball to drive down to make some score, or whether it's Aaron Rodgers getting the ball with less than a minute left and get them in a field goal range to score a touchdown. And now they have passed the baton over to Jordan Love to do the exact same thing for this Green Bay Packers football team. Yes, the defense looked spectacular yesterday. They've had their ups and their downs, but I'm going to tell you something about this defense. They can play really well in the playoffs, but at the end of the day, even if they hold the team under 24 points like they did with the 49ers last year, or what they did to the 49ers 2-3 years ago, when we need them to make a stop in the end, they will never make that stop. They will never make that stop. So that is why if I'm up 4 points and I want the ball in somebody's hand, I want it in Jordan Love's hand. If we're down 4 points, I'd rather be down 4 points with the ball in Jordan Love's hand because I know Jordan Love can make something happen. Our quarterbacks are special here in Green Bay. Our defense are always mid or average. I say we put the ball in the hand of the franchise man and Jordan Love each and every time. That's
despite the fact that the game ended last year against San Francisco with a bad throw?
Learning. Let's be honest. When we look at this year, Do you think Jordan Love, with the experience he has, if he's in the same scenario he was last year or this year, do you think Jordan Love drives him down there to get the field goal, or do you think Jordan Love rolls out to the right and throws it across?
I think we got to talk about the season last year, and the way the season started it wasn't that as great from Jordan Love, and they went on an unbelievable run, and then all of a sudden, where did that come from? And then this year, there's been 2 pick sixes where you go, what the heck just happened?
But again, I talked about it before.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I want to see what you have to say.
But the devil is a lie right now. We're going to put him down, keep him down where he at, because at the end of the day, one thing that we love about Jordan Love is Jordan Love continues to learn from his mistakes. The reason he improved last year is because of the fact that he took in the information, and when finally Matt LaFleur said, hey, I'm going to start letting you let it rip, he took all the information he had before, and he was hot, right? And then this year, Jordan Love, he had the pick sixes this year, right? Jordan Love had a turnover issue. He was making poor decisions. He had the bye week, and what have he been since the bye week? Playing clean, smart football. So overall, when it comes to Jordan Love, I am confident if he is in the same scenario that he was in last year against the 49ers. When he rolls out to the right, he's going to scramble. He's going to throw it out of bounds. He ain't going to throw it across his body for an interception this year because Jordan Love learns from his mistakes. So I'm putting the ball in Jordan Love's hands every time.
I have gone back and forth in my head on this while you two dinguses were talking about it. I kind of want the defense out there.
Oh, come on.
I want to be up. I want to be up because
for heartbreak, huh?
Well, here's the thing about this defense is they are opportunistic. And wouldn't it be fitting if your entire identity on defense is turnovers? What can you get more likely later in a scenario if you're able to get some pressure? A turnover. I don't know. Maybe I'm punch drunk on turnovers right now, but that has been the way that this team has really taken a next step to get us talking about them defensively is their ability to cause turnovers. And I just have a little bit of PTSD of like, all right, let's give it to Rodgers. And then LaFleur says, let's make a two-score game, essentially by kicking the field goal against the Buccaneers in 2020, or a one-score game. You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I still can't go there with
All right.
you. I can't. I mean, turnovers.
Maybe that's just what I've envisioned.
Yeah, and you said opportunistic. And that's true. Those opportunities tend not to come around very often, particularly against a good offense. But that I can just envision in my head like an 8-play drive where there's no pass rush. Guys are wide open. And they get 30 yards.
It's just 7 sacks.
It's 7 sacks against
7 sacks.
7 sacks against a quarterback that backup quarterback and Geno Smith. And some were Geno. And the one thing is, you get pressure on Geno, he makes stupid throws like he did in back-to-back plays yesterday, where Carrington Valentine got his interception. The Green Bay Packers were able to get pressure against the offensive line. When you play better football teams, we cannot trust this team to elevate their play. One thing you can trust is in the playoffs, it seems like the Packers defense tightens up and allows less points, but they still do not make the stop in the biggest moment when you need them to.
Well, it's up for debate.
No, the hell it's not.
No, it's up for debate. I'm leaving it up for debate.
Put it on a poll. This is easy.
It's up for debate.
Play the hotkey about what Brad said.
I think Kyle is onto something.
All right, Kyle's onto something. It's Jordan Love with the football. All right,
Grab it.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, no. I think
played
Kyle's
me.
onto something.
Boy, I'm hot today.
He sure is.
Come on, Kyle. Come on.
I'm cooking, baby.
Come on, baby.
I'm cooking,
It's
baby.
manipulative.
Guys, Brad might be one of us. For the first time in my life, he might be relatable.
One of us.
One of us. One of us. I'll tell you why he's one of us on the other side.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
Do you wash your shins in the shower? We shower from hair to kneecap. The rest can drip down our legs to our feet.
It doesn't work that way.
No, it does work that way.
What does the poll say?
34% don't wash their shins.
That is shockingly low. KBN Nation, you're better than that.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a lot of disgusting human beings on this planet.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN, and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Rick, describe some of our wow Christmas gifts while Sarah and I name the prices and add a little commentary.
Okay. A 1.5 carat total weight diamond bolo bracelet.
Amazingly unique.
Just $1,598.
Half carat total weight inside-outside diamond hoop earrings.
Just $698.
1 carat total weight is just $898.
A fabulous 3 carat oval created diamond.
But we only have a few of these.
Just $3,998.
A 1 carat total weight created diamond tennis bracelet.
Just $898.
We also have the big 1 carat total weight natural diamond tennis bracelet for just $1,798.
And from now until Christmas, we have 18 months same as cash financing.
With approved credit.
And a delightful gift for you with every purchase of at least $300.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here with Brad Nortman, and we've got a holiday deal from Quintessa Aesthetic Center that you don't want to miss.
That's right, Jen. The holidays are coming up fast, and if you're looking for the perfect gift for that special woman in your life, or maybe you're interested in checking out Quintessa for yourself, we've got you covered.
Now, through December 20th, for every $100 gift card you buy, you'll get a $20 bonus card. It's a once-a-year deal to make her holiday unforgettable or treat yourself.
Visit myquintessa.com today to grab this special offer.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Experience elite orthopedic care at OAW. Their skilled teams in Pewaukee, Brookfield, and Mukwonago offer tailored treatment for your needs.
The Bucks are staying in Vegas for one more game thanks to some late game shooting from Damian Lillard against the Hawks.
Lillard has it on that left side with 4 seconds to shoot. He's going to take it into the paint on the run. Floater is up and good. Damian Lillard in Dame time delivers a beauty of a shot late in the shot clock, and boy, Doc Rivers couldn't have drawn it up any better.
110-102 the final score as the Bucks beat the Hawks in the NBA Cup semifinals. 32 points from Giannis in the win. They'll take on the Oklahoma City Thunder on Tuesday night in the NBA Cup final.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Book your appointment today at orthowisconsin.com.
Kevin Moret for Mentality Men's Health. I know that a guy's confidence comes from many sources. For our clients, the way they look is a big driver. When you have the muscle mass and the muscle tone, it changes the way you carry yourself. Did you know that 70% of Mentality clients have increased muscle mass and muscle tone through testosterone and peptide therapy? Their confidence is back and everyone can see it. If you want to recapture the way you look and felt years ago, join the over 25,000 clients and start today. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Up 4 points or more, let the defense do its job. 3 or less, give it to Love. Chef Ed chimes in. Yesterday he rolled out twice and threw across his body. Then Phil says, come on, man, nobody wants the defense on the field. What happened with the Lions game? Grow up, Peter Pan. So it's mixed. It's up for debate.
Onto something.
No.
Oh, I think Kyle's onto something.
Kyle's onto something.
Whew, boy. Yeah, I mean, now we have facts that you guys always think that. Now you just said it out loud.
Kyle, I'm going to be hunting for you saying, like, Brad, you're so smart.
Brad, I give you credit all the time. I gave Stropham credit as well, Ben, sometimes. But I give you guys credit.
I don't need any validation from you. I can tell you that much.
You don't need it, but I'm just saying you have to earn it. You don't earn it.
I don't need to earn any validation from you, Kyle.
It'd be nice for you to earn some validation to say, oh, Ben was finally right.
Kyle, you don't need to yell at him. You know he's lying.
That's true. That is true.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody needs
rent-free and Strofe and Kyle's head since 2023.
Nobody needs validation on this program more than Benny.
Golly, Strofe, do you hear yourself? You're worse than I am. We've been over this. You need more validation and everything more than
when
me.
When have I ever asked for validation?
You make me feel like I don't care about myself as much as I do. It's amazing.
Two people who need validation.
It's a validation off. It's a validation off. Well, Brad, you were hunting for some plates of food, I heard.
Yeah, I was, guys. I had a lovely Christmas brunch with my family.
Christmas?
So me and Lexi.
Christmas brunch.
My parents, my sister, her.
You had
my
5 Thanksgivings. How many Christmas
For real,
celebrations
yeah,
do you
2
do?
weeks before
this
Christmas?
is only the beginning, boys. This is only the beginning. So we went to establishment in Pewaukee. Lovely, lovely. Santa was there. We had the balloon guy. It was great. But it was an all-you-can-eat brunch. And I don't know what it is. You guys know me. I'm usually pretty regulated, pretty regimented.
Minute on the lips, forever on the hips.
That's right, Ben. That's the
Let
truth.
them hips.
Yeah, and I just, I don't know what it is about a brunch, particularly all you can eat. But I just throw all my inhibitions to the wind, and I just got after it. I had no food before, and I basically didn't even need much food after. I just went time after time, round after round.
How many times?
5
times?
5 times.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I can see it.
I feel like I'm going to wear a
Loose shirt today?
Loose your
Go
shirt
ahead,
today.
let it all hang out, man. Let it hang out.
I felt like
One of us.
I felt like everybody
Relatable.
else in my
Except for where he went for brunch.
Yeah, it was nice spot. I feel like everybody else in our group had restraint, and they didn't. But I went literally. I got the omelet station. I got French toast, pancake. I got multiple rounds of bacon. I went back then for scrambled eggs after the omelet station.
Oh, wow.
I got a couple pastries, fruit. Got the dessert table. I got 4 desserts. It was unbelievable.
Ooh, 4 desserts.
And there was a stack.
He's
of plates.
changing before our eyes.
You know, like at a buffet, you go up there and get them, but then you kind of leave your dirty plate back. So by the end, I had a stack of 5 or 6 plates.
You were moving fast.
And the server was like, "Oh, excuse me, sir. Oh." She kind of gave a reaction.
She had to lift.
She couldn't be. These can't be all yours, sir. That's what she was thinking. So I mean, am I alone in this? Am I just a?
No, you're not alone. You're finally like everyone else.
I feel like a glutton.
Boy, you just talking about a buffet got me hungry. I love me a buffet, boy. I'm telling you this right now. I went to that same spot that you was at, and it was good. A lot of space, a lot of food options. You know what I'm saying? I had the mashed potatoes myself. I went for lunch and dinner.
I had some potatoes too.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you, Brad. This is exactly what you should be doing. When you are paying for all you can eat, that means you eat all you can.
800-990-3776. The Ferrari was in the garage, according to Mark in New Berlin, when Aaron Rodgers was playing. He was talking about Jordan Love, the man ahead of everyone. Mark in New Berlin, you're up.
Happy Monday!
Hey.
Oh, my God, I can't believe it. Did you see the Ferrari? What did he have, 350 yards passing, 2 touchdowns?
222-ish.
222, yeah, and that one wouldn't have been, if that one wasn't pass interference. Oh, man. Yeah, me and my wife, I started this new cheer, guys, and I want you guys to do it. Me and the wife were watching my plasma TV, and we were doing this cheer. I made it up. Okay, 1, 2, all 4 of you. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win.
That's it?
That's not your chant,
That's
though.
it, but no, but I know Benny heard that a lot when he was playing it from the other team, but that's neither here nor there. Now let's get back to the Packers. Can you imagine what kind of Christmas if the owners of the Jets would have listened to the Gospel of Mark? If they would have listened to Mark in New Berlin, Sala would still be there. The general manager would still be there. Who knows who else is getting a divorce or something over this? You know, if they would have just listened to Mark, that's all you got to do. And that's what I'm going to tell you guys. This Christmas season, when you're having some carbless and you're having some Palermo's pizza with your family, and you start talking about the Packers, say, let's just talk about what Mark said, the Gospel of Mark. Let's just see what Mark said.
I'm done with him.
Brad is in Kyle. They still are in shock. They're trying to formulate real sentences to put back at Mark. Well, you just let Mark say things.
Each time he got the prediction right of Jordan Love, the Ferrari.
Yeah.
So
I was just saying he should apply for the Jets general manager role.
I try to give him the benefit of the doubt with every call, but then he just keeps going, and the less and less I can buy into what he's saying.
Yeah, I lose him. He bounces around a lot.
You mean?
Yeah, you know me. When you say one thing, I kind of focus on another thing.
Yeah, and then he goes to another place.
Yeah, so I'm still thinking, I believe we can win. You didn't come up with that. I remember doing that chant back in the day. That's a soccer chant. And then all of a sudden he's talking about some GM.
You thought he was trying to make it up?
I did. He said, me and my wife, we do a chant that I made up.
He said plasma TV, like in The Office. I got this new plasma TV, and it's 14 inches.
The Gospel of what?
Mark. It's his name.
Wow.
The prophet. The Damn Sports Show next in Beaver Dam. Jim, Matt, Molly, and Madison, Kyle, Bruss, and Ortman are with you on 94.5 ESPN till the Homer Hour at 5 o'clock. We're back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.